Okay, graphing by translation, part 1. We're going to see that if we have f of x, let's just begin with f of x, and it equals x squared. We know that that's a parabola. We know that this is a very basic function. We can easily make a table for this, insert some x values, and get out the y values. Negative 2 squared is 4, negative 1 squared is 2, 0, 0, 1 squared 1, 2 squared 4. And we can graph this parabola. And it's just a very basic graph. Just a very basic graph. Well, what this rule says is that if we had some x plus some number c squared, let's call this x plus 3 squared, we would just move this whole graph of f of x to the left c units. In this case it's 3 units. So f of x equals x plus 3 quantity squared. This whole graph would just move over 3 units, and we would just graph it over here. Pick the bad marker. So we graph it over here now. It's just the same graph moved over. Well, we'll find that no matter how complicated it may look, there are different ways it will shift it. And we can just know what this basic graph is and graph our equation by just moving it the right way. So if the plus, the number, is inside the parentheses, it's being squared. If it's plus, you move it c units to the left. If it's minus, of course, you would move it to the right, c units. Now, just a little bit differently, if it's not in the parentheses, this number we add. In other words, let's say it was y equals x squared minus 3. It's not in the parentheses. This 3 is not being squared with x. So this number determines up or down c units. In this case it's minus, so it's going to shift it down by 3 units. And what that would look like is we would just take f of x, and we would count down 3 units, and we would just graph it the same exact way as it was, just shifting the whole graph down 3. Well, you can also have combinations of these. For instance, let's look at f of x equals, let's go x minus 4 squared plus 2. Well, we're going to shift c units, but it's minus, so we're going to shift the graph to the right, c units. Here that would be 4 units. To the right, 4. Let's put a dot there. Oh, but now look, it's also going up 2. So we're going to shift our whole graph this way. So here's our new vertex, over 4 and up 2. And then if we counted from here out 1, we'd go up 1. Out 1 the other way, up 1. Go out 2, we go up 4. We go out 2, we go up 4. And here's our new graph of f of x minus 4 squared plus 2. It's just a matter of shifting. Again, whatever this is determines left or right. Whatever this is determines up or down. That's part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.